And what I got now is I got that wedge in there, centered in there where I want it. And this part of doing this process, you do want the butt of the axe, the handle, right against something solid. A block of wood or piece of steel or something. I have a concrete floor in my shop here, so I just stand it really flat on its end. And you want to strike it square. So I'm going to use this block of wood that I've been pounding with, and I'm going to drive it with this hammer. Trying to get away from me here. There. Good. She's home. Okay. Now, saw that off. Well, the first thing I did was saw that wedge off because, like I said, it's a lot softer. And if you start traveling in there, your blade might want to travel up and make a crooked cut and stuff. So what I like to use is just this little coping saw. And just probably pretty dull. I've used this a lot on these axes. Yeah, you know what that looks like, so I'm going to finish this up and show you the next. Well, as you see, I got it cut off there. Had a little trouble with this little blade. It's dull and I don't have any more in the shop, so I made kind of a lousy cut on it, but I put it on my belt sander and just smoothed it up. Traditionally, you know, a lot of European areas and stuff, they leave their axe head stick through the head. They leave their handle stick up there, so it's less likely to fly off and stuff, you know. This is very controversial in this country. In fact, these metal wedges right here can lessen the integrity of the strength in this handle, but it's used all the time in logging axes and everything in this country, so I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put those in. But what you do is you look at the grain in the wood and you cross hatch them across the grain like that, and you drive these in there. And I'm not so certain I'm going to do that this time. I think I'm going to just let this swell up, and when the head gets loose, you just soak it in a little water. Anyway, I haven't decided. I think this wood's so hard though, I may risk cracking it, so I may just leave it alone. But anyway, it's turning out to be a pretty good axe. I'm kind of liking it. So the next thing I'll do is I'll start profiling this edge, getting rid of that ding, getting a good edge back on this, and it'll be the next part of the video. One thing I do when I sharpen an axe and reprofile it, I put it in the vise here so I can see right down it. Well, this thing was so dull and really couldn't see the center line on it. It had a couple of chips that are going to have to come out, so what I did is take my file and I'll just run it straight across the blade, just make it dull so I can see the light come off of it and see just how it is. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's got about the same taper on both sides. It's got quite a bit of meat right in here that needs to come out, so what we do then is get you a nice flat single cut bastard file, and about 20 degrees here you just just a little bit to begin with, so you can kind of catch the light and see what's going on with it. You can't get too carried away with it, but and just keep checking it. And you can see that anywhere that light reflects off of, it's flat, it's dull. So those are the places that you need to make sure that you work on. Kind of a slow process, but take your time. You'll get a razor sharp axe by the time you're done. You get it profiled and get some stones on that, get it worked up. So I'm going to work at this a little bit and see what we come up with. Well, I've worked on this thing for about 10 minutes here and just took it slow, took some very deliberate hits on it with this file, and I think I'm getting the profile pretty good on it. And anyway, that's going to be a good sharp axe. It's got some pitting going on here. I think a lot of it may have to do with it was laying out somewhere, but I think some of it may have to do with the forging process itself too, because it just looks a little better than just plain old pitting. But boy, got that nick out. Just going to finish this up with some stones. And I said earlier when I got this axe that my axe man down the road, he does it professionally. He's a retired man. In fact, he's going to be 80, but he's done it for a long time, and he of course knows his axes. And I can't remember if he told me this was a Holtz Brook or a Gransfort Brook, but it's doesn't matter to me. I know it's good Swedish steel. It's a good axe no matter what. But I'm very fortunate that my son found this for me. My son's going to want it back. He enjoys bushcrafting as much as I do, but he knows I'm nuts for axes, so I'll fix him up something nice. Anyway, I'll get some stones out and we'll see what kind of edge this is going to take. And this is what I got. I got several different stones. This is a puck. It's just a round stone. I got some honing oil on it. It's sucking it up like crazy, so I'll put some more on there. Anyway, use the coarse side. This is the way I do it. Now, there's lots of different ways, but I hold it like that so I can see the edge. And I lay the stone on it, and you want to make a circular motion when you do that. You want to hone into the edge itself. So we'll just use the coarse side here and get started at it. And then when I do the other way, I hold the handle away from me there, but I hold the axe head up towards me so I can, I can see where it's making contact. I look right at the edge. So you get the idea on that. I'm going to work at that a bit and see what happens. All in all, she's coming around pretty good. It's not sharp enough to shave with yet, but I've spent about 15 minutes with a stone on that, and I'll keep working on that with stones and getting the profile I want. But man, that is some good steel. It's hard, and it's getting sharp, but I still got some areas I want to bring down. Anyway, just keep working at it and show you what's going on with it. Well, I want you to know I really enjoyed doing this video, working on this project, and there's just a couple of things left to do to this axe. A lot of these handles come with wax finish on them. I prefer a linseed oil finish. This is the linseed oil I use. I use a boiled linseed oil. So I take a little 100 grit sandpaper and work this handle over enough just to remove that wax on there, and apply a few light coats of linseed oil, and I'll apply some oil to the head of this axe to keep it from rusting, and just a light coat of, I use gun oil or something of that nature. Anyway, I want to apologize for any mispronunciation of axe handles and axe heads and things like that. I am not a professional at this. This is just a hobby of mine, and really it's kind of new to me. I'm just getting started at this. I've worked at it for a couple of years, but I enjoy axes. I enjoy the quality of a good axe, and I just wanted to share this project with you, and feel free to correct me on anything that I may have done wrong, or anything that may have been pronounced wrong. I know I get a little tongue-tied, but anyway, I just really appreciate all my viewers. I appreciate the Bushcraft channel and YouTube, and I've learned a multitude of things from YouTube and my fellow bushcrafters, and I just want to say, keep on bushcrafting. Thank you.